Brad Chestnut here, the developer of the Offline Marketer List Manager system. What a powerful, powerful product this is. In this current version of the product, we've already integrated with a number of different scraping programs. We've integrated with IBF, Instant Business Finder. That was one of the very first scraping programs that we used here. And then another product that a lot of our customers are using is Power Leads Pro. And we're also set up and prepared and ready to integrate with other scraping programs as they become available or as our users request them. And what this program is going to allow you to do is it's going to allow you to manage all of your list in a single place. No more wasting your time trying to work with an inefficient, clunky spreadsheet. I mean, there's only so much that you can do in a spreadsheet. This particular program is going to give you the tools to manage lists of names in a very efficient and speedy way. So what we've got here is we've got a master database. The point and purpose of this master database is one single place where you're going to sync, literally sync, all of your records into one place. So what happens is we go to our import menus and we're going to import data from these different places. By the way, UBL is a USA Business List. When you purchase this system, I'm going to give you this list for your state or whatever state you want. And what it is a list of all the businesses in that state. And it's not only got the business names, but a lot of the records have the first name, it has the last name, the number of employees, their annual revenue, some really, really powerful information. What you'll do in the end is you're going to sync all your data together so that you have one record per business with all the different data that your different lists created. For example, the USA Business List, UBL I call it, because it has the first name and last name, it will sync that information into your master list of records. Oh, I'm telling you, this thing is so powerful. So what happens is you go out there, for example, with Google Places, and we're going to sync in the data. This is the import menu. It's as simple as this. You create your CSV file, you export it out of the system, you carry it over to a special folder, which I tell you about in training, and you make a couple of changes. You got to change the file name so that the system knows where to find it and what file to look for. And you simply click on one of these two buttons. Either you did it in a 2003 format or you did it in a 2007 format of Excel, one of the two, and you simply click on the button to import the records. It's that simple. It's going to pull it into a special database called Import Into. There's a couple of steps here, but you'll see they're all listed here. And then you're going to copy those records then over to the temp folder, and then you're going to update them all. When I pull data from the internet, I always have to convert it. The information is not in a consistent, usable format. Okay, so sometimes, for example, the address field will have the address, the city, the state, and the zip code. Well, I've got to break those fields apart and put them into separate fields. The address into the address field, the city into the city field, the state into the state field, the zip code into the zip code field. And again, a lot of times I've got to break that down and convert all that data so that you can use it in the system. And by doing it the exact same way with every program that you scrape from, it makes syncing the data. That's the key to this whole thing, is by having consistent data, it allows them to sync the data together. Now, the one common field that all of the records have, all the businesses have, is their telephone number. And so I use the telephone number to sync them together. Very, very, very cool. And so this update routine here, with the push of a single button, is going to do the total conversion for you, and it's very, very, very fast. And then I'm going to copy the records from my temp folder over to the live data. And then I've got some other fields over here. So I can look at a browse view of my data. Okay, so here I've got a list, and this is after it's been converted and after I've pulled it in, and you can see all this information I have. Look at that. A lot of information. I broke the phone numbers out. I give it an area code and a local number. I took the email addresses that were scraped from the website and I broke them apart. You'll see more of that here in a second as I go across here. You know, if it's available, and it's only if it's available. I only can work with whatever your scraping program's going to pull. As long as it can pull it, I can work with it. And I can come across here. Now, this is PLP. This is PowerLease Pro. This is the Google Maps import. I can see their categories. I can see what page they're on, what position they're on in Google Places, whether it's been verified or not. And I can see all this information, okay? Photos and videos and their average rating. And I hope you can appreciate having the information at your fingertips in a usable format creates marketing opportunities. I can do marketing opportunities with all this information. Okay? And we carry across here, and we can see all the information that's pulled and isn't pulled as well, because different scraping programs, like I said, pull different information. They don't all pull the same thing. And so here we look at an example where we pulled the email addresses from the website, and I broke them out. It had 3 of them, and I put in 3 different email addresses here. What happens then is if one doesn't work, you can always fall back to the other one. Okay. Also, look, I can click on the column up here and sort them, so I can look at everything here. Now I can see, because you got some cleanup work, it's just the nature of the beast, but I make the cleanup work very, very easy. And you can see that the system, when you scraped it, has nothing to do with this program here. I'm only working with scraped data. Is I can see here that they put a web address in for the email address, so I'm going to delete it. Right? I'm going to delete those ones where it has a web address in it. Right? And I'm just going to clean it all up here so I can do my cleanup work. User domain, that's not correct. You know, user@domain.com, a lot of people do that because they know we're scraping it. But what they don't realize is that when I scrape it, I'm scraping all the email addresses, depending on the program, of course, and then I'm breaking them apart. So here we have a field over here called customer service. I'm going to turn around and take that right there, copy it, and bring it over here and replace this one, because we know that that's not correct, user@domain.com. But see, I can do that. And so it allows me to work with my list of names very effectively. I can update my email addresses, I can correct them, I can manage them very, very efficiently. See, so I have a lot of information that I can work with here. Okay, and so it allows me to clean them up, to scrape the information, to pull them into the system. I convert all the data into a usable format, and I do that with all of my different programs. See, I've got generic. This is if you just have a CSV file or a XLS file, a spreadsheet file, where I can import those lists in a generic format, or I import specifically with scraping programs like IBF and PowerLease Pro. I've got a few more coming by request of current users. Then, look at this. Then what I do is I sync them all into a master database. This is the routine for doing that. Complete instructions over here is all push button. You clean up all your data in the individual databases, and then we're going to sync them all together into one master database called master. The first thing we do is we establish which one of the scraping programs of the scraped data has the most accurate information in it. We want to start with that one. And we'll just simply click that button. It's very fast. Click it, pulls it right in. Then we're going to append it with the other databases. And what happens is, when I go to append it, if it sees that record by the basis of the telephone number,